right, we're live. I don't think it tagged you because I think it just put your name up there. So we'll give people a second to find it. Come on in, everybody. Share the feed if you would. Welcome to a Tennessee Holler interview. We just wanted to jump on here with Representative John Ray Clemmons here to talk a little bit about the unemployment situation and the attack on unemployment benefits that we're seeing right now from Republicans across the country, but especially here in Tennessee. Just as a context setting wrap up, basically Governor Lee has just canceled the $300 a week unemployment benefit federal subsidy, and this comes in the wake of Tennesseans voting to change the length of the weeks that you can get unemployment benefits from 26 to 12, which wouldn't take hold until a couple of years from now, long after the federal subsidies have lapsed. So when people will really, really need it. John Ray, how are you today?
Doing well. Thanks for your attention on this important topic.
Absolutely. Thanks for the work that you're doing. First of all, let me just ask you, what was your initial reaction to hearing that Governor Lee was going to cancel the $300 a week federal subsidy?
Well, kind of shocked, though I shouldn't be. He continues to make decisions that prove how out of touch he is with Tennessee's working families. But to completely deny Tennesseans the benefit of these additional unemployment dollars is shocking, quite frankly. Again, it's another instance of the federal government trying to help Tennesseans, and the state of Tennessee saying, nope, thanks, we're good. You keep our tax dollars, and send them somewhere else. It's, it's same kind of vibe with TennCare expansion, now federal unemployment and other programs, unfortunately.
So their reasoning is basically that the $300 a week subsidy is living high on the hog, and people are just sitting at home having a grand old time, not taking jobs. And they're basically saying that this jobs report, which was well over 200,000 jobs added, was short of what they expected, and that backs them up. Now, I should add that the director of the Economic Policy Institute told WNYC today that basically the numbers show that the hospitality, restaurant, and leisure jobs are actually the ones that were added the most. It's not those jobs that are not being taken. So what do you say when they say all that?
Well, first of all, let's just focus on how offensive it is that the governor of Tennessee and this supermajority up here are essentially calling Tennesseans lazy. Their entire argument is premised on the fact that they think working Tennesseans are lazy and are choosing to stay home and make less than the minimum wage an hour on unemployment than go to work. Tennessee's middle class and Tennessee's workers are some of the best in the country. We have never been known to stay home and not step up to the challenge. People across Tennessee work hard every day to support their families, to buy diapers, to put food on the table, and to contribute to their communities. It is offensive for Governor Bill Lee to make an irresponsible decision, fiscally irresponsible, personally irresponsible, and unethical, quite honestly, to refuse those federal unemployment dollars when there are thousands of Tennesseans still struggling. I'm sitting here looking at an inbox full of unemployment. For over a year now, he has failed because he either doesn't care enough or is incompetent and unable to fix the unemployment system in Tennessee that still isn't working for working families. Then he turns around and pushes legislation that cuts unemployment benefits in half, more than half, going from 26 weeks to 12 weeks. And then they only increase payments by $5 a week, and that's 2 years from now. All of this is based on the presumption that Tennesseans are sitting at home on their hands rather than going to work. It's completely offensive and it's ludicrous. The economics of it and the consumer behavior argument and employment behavior argument that is being made and insinuated here just simply doesn't make any sense. This administration is completely out of touch with what is going on in Main Street, Tennessee.
You mentioned that you have an inbox full of people who are concerned. What are some of the things that you're hearing from people? What has the reaction been?
Well, first of all, I'm still getting emails of people who never got their unemployment to begin with. Our system still isn't working for people who are actually have unemployment, state unemployment needs, and they haven't received it. They applied in December or so forth. Everyone else is just outraged. I represent Nashville, obviously. We have a gig industry. We have the entertainment and hospitality industry. These musicians aren't back to work yet. They're still struggling and they're still having to pay rent and try to put food on the table for their family. And for the governor to deny them the opportunity to get assistance that they need, it is just it's so disappointing. And I've been fielding thousands and thousands of these emails since last March when this pandemic began in Tennessee. And every single one of them are heartbreaking. And now the governor has just simply turned his back on them. He just said, you're lazy. You don't need any more help. We have jobs, so go to work. It's completely offensive. That's about all I know to say on that.
So some of the things that we've heard that would be more useful in getting people back to work, obviously raising the wage to a living wage, subsidizing daycare for low-income families, because it's really a math equation at the end of the day. And if people are going to end up paying more for daycare than they would make, it doesn't make sense for them to go take that job and also not be able to spend time with their kids. And then also healthcare. If you earn too much in our state, especially where we haven't expanded Medicaid, you can price yourself out of health coverage and lose your health coverage. So do you think there are other things that we should be looking at? And let's say there was a world where Ray Clemmons is governor. What were the things that you'd be suggesting?
Well, we have a lot of different options. TennCare expansion, number one. I mean, that has to be priority one on any governor's plate. The fact that we failed to do that now, even with President Biden's additional incentives, is just completely fiscally irresponsible and callous, turning our back on Tennesseans who deserve that health coverage. We obviously need more child care assistance. Fortunately, we just extended postpartum coverage under TennCare, but we need more child care incentives and benefits for the people of Tennessee. Family Medical Leave Act needs to be, expanded here in Tennessee, and the Tennessee minimum wage. We have to increase the minimum wage across Tennessee to catch up with peer states. We're losing some of our workforce because of that. And of course, anybody looking to relocate to Tennessee, a skilled and trained workforce is one of their top variables on their checklist. And we're losing a lot of those workers to other states that have higher wages. We also have some of the lowest unemployment benefit payments in the country. The max weekly payment in Tennessee is $275. That's one of the lowest in the country. There are a lot of different things that we can be doing, but I don't want to give the impression here that Tennesseans are simply saying, well, that job's not going to pay me enough, so I'm just not going to go to work. Tennesseans want to work. We are hardworking people who come from other hardworking people. Our grandparents and our great-grandparents worked hard to build this state and make this a great place to want to live. And that work ethic is in our Tennessee veins, and to think that people are simply sitting at home and trying to take advantage of unemployment. I would ask Governor Lee to go have a public meeting anywhere in the state of Tennessee and tell Tennesseans to their face that they're lazy. and that they're gaming the system, and that they just don't want to go to work because they can receive, $6 an hour on unemployment. I dare him to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great point. Like I would love to see any of these guys spend a month trying to live off the things that they call a lifestyle. It generally, John Ray, really between, slashing unemployment benefits, refusing to raise the wage, attacking unions, it really seems like they are fighting for bosses and not workers. Do you see that as like a delineation that they've become a party that's really thinking about the business owners and the donor class rather than, the working people of the state?
Well, throughout Governor Bill Lee's tenure, the only agenda that I've seen him push is what I refer to as contract creation legislation. Their entire platform is premised upon making someone money. It's not about helping your average middle-class Tennessee family, your working Tennessean, the children of this state, the seniors across the state of Tennessee who've given so much to our local economies and our communities. Their focus is on making someone money and carrying out someone else's agenda. It's not about Tennessee families. They've forgotten, what my good friend and former leader Craig Fitzhugh always said: people matter. And quite honestly, their record the past few years, especially under Governor Lee's leadership.
John Ray, I'm losing. I don't know if it's me or if it's you, but you're breaking up a little bit.
Okay,
So
I
I'm
can
not
hear
sure if
you.
it's me or not, but maybe people can comment about whether or not John Ray's breaking up. It might just be for me, but I know we're losing you a little bit. But I think we get the general gist. If you wanna, you're frozen for me. I don't know if you're there or not, but if you want to just give us a final thought, and I'll let you go. I appreciate you jumping on here with us. We got most of this though.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the opportunity to join you. This is an important topic. I hope the people of Tennessee are as outraged as I am about Governor Lee's irresponsible decision and referring to the people of Tennessee as lazy. We're a hardworking people, middle-class families, working families across the state deserve better, and they deserve someone who remembers that people matter. And that's what our agenda should be focused on, rather than representing a select few business owners. We should be focused on everyone, all 6.8 million Tennesseans, and improving their quality of life. That's what I'm committed to doing. That's what my Democratic colleagues are committed to doing. And that's what I will continue to fight for and encourage all my colleagues and this administration to do. So thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely, John Ray. Thanks so much for jumping on here. That's at JR Clemmons on Twitter. You guys know where to find him. John Ray, thanks for doing this, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care, brother. Have a good day.
All right. Well, that was John Ray. I don't know if he was breaking up for you guys. He was breaking up for me. So it might just be me. Okay. You guys are telling me now it was me. Sorry about that. He was really breaking up for me. So that was my fault. I got rid of him because I thought he was breaking up. Anyway, thanks for joining us for this. John Ray, follow him, check him out. Join us on Saturday for the Holler Fest right here on Facebook and Twitter at 2 o'clock on Saturday. We're going to have a lot of great people, and they'll be talking about things like this. And yeah, definitely feels like an attack on the poor and the most vulnerable among us. And it's a sustained attack that we've seen for many years. Hang on, say hi to my daughter. Say hi, wave. Hi. All right, I got to go take care of my daughter. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll talk to you soon.